A man with a genuinely kind heart and a powerful spirit understands that every word he speaks carries real weight. Every sentence that leaves your lips is like a sharp instrument you hold in your own hands. I want you to pause for a moment and truly reflect on that. These instruments are what you use to construct a fulfilling life. When you handle them wisely, people regard you with deep respect. They feel secure in your presence, and they know they can count on you. But if you're not cautious, those same words can become a dangerous weapon. That weapon can unintentionally destroy the trust and positive image others have built about you. It can damage things that are difficult to repair. Imagine if I told you there are exactly 5 things, only 5 key things, that you should keep to yourself while you're getting to know a woman you're interested in. If you want her to view you as a strong, self-assured man who is ready to handle whatever comes, you must be extremely careful with these particular topics. These aren't minor slip-ups that people forget the next day. They are the kind of things that can shift how she feels about you on a deep level for a long time. Today, this supportive community of experts wants to walk you through these 5 things in a simple and clear way. We want to help you learn how to preserve that sense of respect and that spark of fascination in your connection. By the end of this conversation, you will clearly understand how to stay in command of your own life. You will know how to keep the woman you care about feeling that strong, magnetic pull toward you. Let's begin this journey together right now. Every man walking this earth has areas he hasn't mastered yet. Every one of us has parts of ourselves that make us feel slightly vulnerable or uncertain. That's simply part of being human. It's perfectly fine to have those feelings. But what matters far more than you realize is the moment you decide to speak about them. When you're in the early stages of dating someone new or building a fresh connection, it's crucial to display your strength first. You might wonder why. It's because attraction is built on what she sees and how you make her feel. When a woman sees that you carry confidence and believe in your own abilities, it draws her closer to you. In those initial weeks and months, she acts a lot like an investigator. She's observing and listening carefully to understand who you really are and what kind of character lives inside you. If the very first things she hears from you focus on your difficulties or the areas where you feel weak, she may begin to feel uneasy. She might start questioning whether you're a steady person she can truly depend on when challenges arise. It's like trying to construct a house on loose sand instead of firm foundation. You want her to feel like she's standing on solid rock when she's with you. If you reveal the cracks too early, she might worry the entire structure could collapse at any moment. You might believe that sharing every difficult experience you've faced will make you appear more authentic and honest. You might think it will make her like you more because you're being so transparent. But I need to tell you the truth straight from the heart. Usually, that approach doesn't work the way you hope. Most women deeply admire a man who can remain composed and manage his own emotions. They want a partner who can stand beside them, not someone they feel responsible for saving or repairing like a damaged object. A man who truly honors and respects himself presents his strength to the world first. He waits until a solid, unshakable trust has been established, a trust like a bridge built from heavy stone, before he reveals his more sensitive or uncertain side. In the beginning, she needs to see that when life becomes chaotic or challenging, you can handle it without breaking down. If you share too many of your vulnerabilities too soon, it doesn't just alter her perception of you. It actually changes how both of you behave together. It can remove that feeling of being a strong team where she feels protected by your steadiness. When you expose your softer sides before the relationship is mature enough, it can create an imbalance. Even if she doesn't intend to, she may begin to notice gaps in the strength you project. She might start doubting whether you can truly lead your own life. She might even question if the two of you could ever build a future family together. Instead of appearing as the man who has his life handled, you start looking like someone who is barely keeping his head above water. We must also remember that people often form their opinion of us based on the first impressions we give. If the first impression she gets is what you lack, it becomes very difficult for her to fully recognize your strengths later. This isn't about being fake or dishonest about who you are. It's about being intelligent. It's about presenting the strongest parts of yourself while you establish a foundation of respect. Once that respect is solid and deep, you can gradually share the more challenging parts of your story. By then, you will have already proven that you can face life's difficulties with courage. When you finally open up, she won't see it as weakness. She will see it as a meaningful act of trust because she already knows how strong you truly are. Let's examine this idea more closely. Choosing not to reveal your vulnerabilities early is really about maintaining a healthy balance between two people. If you share everything too quickly, she may start to feel like she's become your therapist or someone responsible for managing your heavy emotions. That is not the role of a romantic partner. A man who respects himself avoids placing that burden on the woman he likes. Your partner should be someone who adds joy and value to your life, not someone you unload all your unresolved issues onto because you can't carry them alone. Think of your inner world like a mighty fortress with tall walls. A fortress only lowers its heavy gates when the time is right, and the defenses are secure enough to protect everyone inside. You need to be like that fortress. You need to remain dependable and composed until she has proven she deserves to see what lies deep within your heart. This approach makes her respect you even more. It keeps her eager to discover more about the remarkable man you are every single day. At the end of the day, a man of real character handles his own challenges first. This doesn't mean you never express your feelings. It simply means you wait for the proper moment. You wait until the relationship is mature and strong enough that your words become a gift of trust, not a plea for someone to rescue you. If you are a man who aims to achieve great things in life, you are likely always thinking about your next steps. You have ambitious dreams and goals that excite you. But here is a crucial principle to follow if you want real success. Never share every single detail of your future plans with a woman, especially in the early stages of getting to know her. You might assume that discussing your big ambitions will impress her, but it actually removes something very valuable that people love to experience. That something is called mystery. The moment you reveal every small step of your plans, you stop being that intriguing and captivating man she wants to learn about. Instead, you become predictable, and she can guess your next move before it happens. It's like flipping to the final page of a book before you've even read the first chapter. The thrill disappears. Why does a bit of mystery matter so much? Because mystery keeps her engaged with you. When she doesn't know exactly what you'll do tomorrow or next year, she thinks about you more when you're apart. She wonders what you're working on, and that keeps a gentle spark of excitement alive in her mind. Women are naturally curious. They enjoy discovering more about their partner gradually over time. If you hand over all the answers right at the beginning, the intrigue ends too quickly. She may lose that sense of curiosity, and when that fades, the attraction can slowly diminish like a fire without fuel. By keeping certain things private, you maintain a strong dynamic in the relationship. You keep her admiring you. You demonstrate patience, wisdom, and self-assurance. This is how you create a lasting friendship and a love built on genuine mutual respect for years to come. There is also a deeper reason to guard your plans closely. A man who understands his own value knows that oversharing his ambitions can actually weaken his sense of power. Imagine you were a respected general leading a large army. Would you announce your secret strategy to win the war before the battle even begins? Of course not. That would make it easy for others to interfere or block you. In the same way, when you reveal your plans too early, you invite others to criticize or question them. She might start expressing concerns about your choices. She might offer unsolicited advice or unintentionally make you doubt yourself. You need to remain in full control of your direction. When you keep your plans to yourself, you stay free to adjust course or explore new paths without having to justify yourself. You aren't bound by other people's expectations, and that is where your true power resides. The power of being the leader of your own destiny. Think of your life like a strategic game of chess. A skilled chess player never announces which piece he will move until his hand actually reaches for it. This is a wise way to live. By keeping your plans quiet, you prove that you are a man who trusts himself. A man who shares every detail is often just seeking external validation. He wants someone to say, "Yes, that's a brilliant idea. You're so smart." But a man of real worth doesn't need outside approval to keep moving. He follows his own path because he believes in himself at his core. He doesn't need constant encouragement. He keeps his focus on the goal and advances with quiet determination. Moving in silence also shields you from disappointment or embarrassment if things don't go perfectly at first. Suppose you tell her about a major goal, but then circumstances change and it falls through. Now you don't just feel the setback, you also have to deal with her judgment about your unfinished plan. That adds unnecessary pressure you don't need. Instead, work quietly and let your results speak for themselves. By the time others notice what you've been doing, you will have already accomplished it. The achievement is yours alone, untouched by anyone else's opinions. This kind of independence acts like a magnet. It naturally draws people toward you. When you keep your intentions close, you show the world that you are a man who manages his own affairs. You don't need directions from others to reach your dreams. This type of strength is highly attractive because it proves you are the master of your own life, and that quality is both rare and powerful. Money can be one of the most sensitive topics in any relationship. But for a man who wants to become his best version, it's essential to be thoughtful about how you discuss it. Talking to a woman about your financial difficulties, especially when you haven't known her long, can significantly change how she perceives you. For many women, financial stability isn't just about luxury items or big houses. It represents something much deeper, a sense of safety and security. When you reveal that your money situation is unstable or that you're anxious about bills, it can create real fear inside her. She might begin worrying whether you can build a secure and happy future together. She might question if you can support her and a family during tough times. This isn't because she is materialistic or shallow. It's simply human nature. We all want to feel that the person we're with is stable and capable of handling responsibilities. When you speak about financial struggles, even while working hard to improve them, it can plant seeds of doubt. She may wonder if you're the kind of man who can stay composed and lead when life gets demanding. This doesn't mean you have to pretend to be wealthy or lie about your situation. But a man of character is strategic with these conversations. Instead of saying, "I'm struggling with money right now," you can say, "I'm putting in serious effort toward a major goal for my future." This shows her that your current position is only a temporary step on the way to something greater. You're demonstrating your drive, your resilience, and your vision, not your present limitations. Money often symbolizes control and freedom. Complaining about it signals that you're losing that control, which can make her see you as less capable of leadership. You don't need to be extremely rich, but you do need to carry yourself like a man who knows how to manage his responsibilities. Even if you're not where you want to be yet, the way you speak about your life should reflect hope, strength, and determination to improve. Talking about money issues too early can also make the relationship feel unbalanced. If she starts feeling responsible for worrying about your finances or helping you out, the foundation of respect can weaken. You always want to be the man who stands independent and capable. By keeping your financial matters private and handling them yourself, you prove that you are worthy of respect and attraction. You show that you provide stability rather than needing it from others. A man of true worth knows that managing his own life is the best way to stay in control and keep the relationship strong. Don't let temporary money challenges steal your confidence. If you show her that you're not in charge of your finances, It plants a doubt that's hard to remove later. Instead, keep money conversations focused on the positive. You may not have everything you desire today, but you are a man with a clear plan, and you're taking daily action toward it. Remember, you're not trying to impress her with wealth. You're showing her that you have a steady heart and a determined mind that won't be shaken by setbacks. When it comes to money, speaking less is almost always wiser. Keep those details private until a deep, lasting trust has been built over time. And even then, choose your words carefully. A man of character doesn't complain, he takes action. Share your ambitions and your progress instead of your problems. That is what will make her truly admire you and want to stand beside you. Every human being has fears. We all have moments when we question if we're enough or if we're on the right path. That's normal. But for a man who wants to be seen as a leader, it's vital to realize that openly sharing all your fears and insecurities can damage the relationship. Here's the straightforward truth. When you frequently talk about your insecurities, you appear less solid and dependable. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. The moment you start listing everything you doubt about yourself, you begin chipping away at that foundation of confidence. Think about it like this. Would you want to follow a ship captain who constantly admitted he wasn't sure he could navigate through a storm? When the waves are high and the wind is strong, and the captain says, "I'm not sure I'm good enough to get us through this," you would immediately feel unsafe. You'd start doubting the entire journey. Relationships work the same way. When you unload all your insecurities on a woman, you're essentially telling her that you don't fully trust yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, it becomes difficult for her to believe in you either. Women don't want to be the constant emotional support holding you together. They want a man who can stand strong on his own. This doesn't mean you can never show emotion or vulnerability, but the timing and manner matter greatly. In the early stages, focus on showing her your strength. As the connection deepens into real love, you can share more, but you must always maintain balance. You never want to become the man who constantly seeks reassurance by asking, "Do you still like me?" Or, "Am I doing this right?" In reality, repeatedly asking for validation often pushes people away. People crave safety and security, and much of that comes from knowing their partner is emotionally steady. When you share every fear, you give away your power. You stop being the steady rock she can rely on and start becoming someone she feels she needs to care for. As a man of value, the goal isn't to pretend you're never afraid. Everyone experiences fear. It's about how you manage it. A man of character faces his fears privately. He does the inner work and takes action to overcome them, instead of seeking sympathy. That is where real strength develops. When you conquer your doubts on your own, you prove to yourself and others that you are in control of your mind and emotions. That's the kind of man people naturally want to be around. There's also a powerful benefit when you keep your insecurities private. It creates the space you need to grow and improve. When you're not constantly talking about your weaknesses, you have more energy to actually overcome them. A man who values himself knows he isn't perfect, but he's always focused on getting better. He doesn't dwell on his flaws in conversation. He takes concrete steps to fix them. He trains, he studies, he develops new abilities. That kind of proactive energy is what keeps a woman interested and attracted. It makes you stand out as someone truly valuable. We all carry chapters from our past that didn't turn out as planned. We've all made mistakes and faced setbacks. But here's something you must never forget. A man of character is not defined by his failures. He is defined by how he rose after falling and what he built afterward. In a new relationship, you need to be very selective about sharing your past mistakes. If you talk too much about the times you fell short, you risk coming across as someone who keeps repeating the same errors. It can make you seem less reliable and ultimately less appealing. This doesn't mean you should hide your true self or act like you're flawless. No one is perfect, and she knows that. There is a proper time for every story. But if you bring up old failures too early, you might unintentionally make her believe you're still that same person who made those choices. Women are naturally drawn to men who live successful, purposeful lives. If you keep highlighting your past struggles, you're telling her, "This is who I was, and maybe that's still part of me." Instead, you want her to see the man you are today, the man who has learned, grown, and is moving forward with confidence. Rather than focusing on the mistake itself, emphasize the growth that came from it. If a past error does come up, mention it briefly and then shift to how it shaped you into a stronger man. Show her that the failure was simply a lesson that helped create the capable man standing before her now. A man of true value doesn't live in the past. He builds in the present and plans for the future. He understands that his history is just previous chapters, and he doesn't ask someone to read the difficult parts until they've already fallen in love with the hero of the story. By being mindful with your words and deliberately showing your strength, your confidence, and your ability to rise, you create a connection rooted in deep respect. This is the foundation for a relationship where you are genuinely valued and loved for the man you are today. Keep your head held high, your heart open yet guarded, and always remember that you are the writer of your own story. You have the power to choose which parts to share and when. Use that power wisely to build the meaningful life and the strong, loving relationship you truly deserve. You already have everything inside you to become a man of real character and strength. Just treat your words as the powerful tools they are and watch how your world transforms for the better.